Deathwatch.
Welcome to With a Whimper, a Savage Worlds adventure with Deathwatch Productions. I'm Brandon, the Game Master, and we'll rejoin our players mid-fight. Last time, they continued along the path in the sewer, and they found where the pipe led, and there was a locked door, and Asher was able to open it, and when they did, there were at least two people in that room. One of which got fried by Ezekiel's lightning, and the other of which fired at Asher, but to little effect. And that's where we pick things back up. And but first, we'll introduce our players.
Hi, I'm Chris. I'm playing Ezekiel, the Elven Mage. Time to get out of these sewers. Let's kill these guys and get out of here.
I'm Travis. I'm playing Asher, the group's hacker, and I bought off that shaken, right? With a token or something to that effect. So I'm cool as a cucumber as I take cover by the door.
I'm John, tokens, playing Thoradrim Longhog, and I am also a cucumber.
Okay, so you start with one more?
Yeah, right, because of the lucky trait, luck trait.
All right, and we ended on your turn, so it is your turn, Asher. So far, you just see that one guy in there. He's standing in the water, about waist deep to him.
Well, I want to keep the shot clear for Thoradrim, so if I just have to, hold my turn,
and he,
then I will do that. But if I can pop and fire without impacting his, then I'll do that.
Because he's got a shotgun.
Yeah, he's our cannon.
Let's see, where are we?
I have thieves' tools in my hands, lockpick, I mean.
But it doesn't prevent you from taking one step back and pushing Thoradrim
right.
one step forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to move up to ahead of you or else he'd risk hitting you with his shotgun. So.
Well, then I'll spend my time just making sure that I don't have any line. This guy doesn't have line of sight to me, basically. If I can. Is there enough space between the water and the edge of this door?
Yeah.
Yeah, then I'll put my back against the wall and hold the gun up. Oh, I got a rifle,
Don't forget the water monster.
Okay.
I'll point it at the water.
And then Lobo?
Yeah, Lobo. I'll grab him by the collar, pull him back into cover with me. That way if the water monster comes.
You can have two snacks.
Lobo can have a snack.
All right, Thoradrim, that brings us to you, and yeah, you can make out that guy over there in the water. Now, what you missed while you were gone was that these people are dressed try to imagine the whole, Mad Max style of post-apocalyptic with, spikes and leathers and chains and oddly, giant shoulder pads, that sort of thing. That's what they're dressed in because there are some outfits in town that are called the salvagers, and they're basically like motorcycle gangs, but they build their own motorbikes and they roam out into the wastelands and they bring back scrap material and sell it at the salvage emporium. So they don't spend a lot of time in town, although they technically are like citizens of desperation. Mostly they have their hideouts that they stay in that are outside of town. But everybody knows them and knows, about them. And they're known for being very wild and prone to violence. And so that's what these two that you've seen are dressed like. Not that you recognize them in particular, but they are dressed like the...
Scavengers.
Scavenger outfits. So anyway, this one has already fired at Asher, but it's your turn.
All right, I'll move closer, and then I'll shoot at him. Just a single barrel.
Okay. All right, so that's a hit with the raise.
Oh.
All right. So, yeah, you step forward with your shotgun and basically turn the upper part of his body into hamburger. And so that kills him.
I'll also call out that the spikes don't make you better at survival.
Yeah, that takes care of him. So, yeah, now there's just like, a couple bloody bodies floating in the water there.
Asher, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
And then,
Wait, I've got an accent.
So we know you're shaken.
Yep.
For a little bit, anyways. Your accent dropped or changed.
so new turn, and Thoradrim, you're at the top this time. So your move again.
All I'm seeing is my drone.
What?
All he's seeing is his drone.
Where are you seeing your drone?
On the map.
That's a pretty big map.
Yeah,
You
it's
mean-
like it took me over. I'm not even in the same map anymore.
Disappeared you?
How about now?
Yeah, that's better. Thank you. So there was only 2 of these scavenger types that we saw.
That's all you've seen so far, yeah.
All right. As are we still on the trail of the people stealing our water?
Yeah, so the pipe led to this room,
Okay.
and you can see it overhead now, running along to the southeast.
All right.
So from your vantage point, you can see that, this is sort of like where the water it came in underneath the makeshift wall that was blocking the tunnel, and it pools around what used to be a pillar that would have gone to the ceiling, but it's been broken now, so it's just about half its height in the water there. And then off to the east of this, from where you're standing, you can actually see some really thick barbed wire stacked up and intertwined to the ceiling, just right over a little ways from you. That's what you can see for now. And they're even on the other side. You can see some more barbed wire over there too.
So I guess before I move back there, which direction are we going?
Towards the water.
Okay, so I'll cancel that move.
Yeah. I guess away from me and Asher, like deeper in to the
Yeah.
south would be the...
Okay. Then I can move and reload, right?
Yeah.
So I'll go there and I'll reload.
Okay.
Does the little reload button not work anymore?
It should, unless you're out of ammo.
Uh-oh.
It says I've got 16 left. Because there just isn't a number in the bullet section. You just want me to manually subtract the 1? Okay.
All right. So you guys see Thoradrim step further into this room, and then Thoradrim, you see where you come to a stop there. It's basically a wall of barbed wire, thick razor wire. And you can't really see what's on the other side until you get right up next to it. And then you can sort of see what's beyond it because of the thickness of it. But right now where you're standing, you can see that there's obviously more space in this room beyond this barbed wire. And then you can see to your south, there's more barbed wire down there too. So the water comes in and it pools into this vaguely cross-shaped pool, but the rest of the room is too dark for you to see right now.
Okay. But I don't see any more people.
No, not so far.
Okay.
And then Ezekiel, that brings us to you.
All right. I'll move up. That's my turn.
All right, and then Asher.
Okay, I'll peek around, see what's going on.
Yeah, so Thoradrim has moved in, and then Ezekiel's standing pretty much in the door. So far, you haven't heard any shouts or gunshots.
All right, I'll move in a little bit. If I can move there, I don't know. I can't see. Oh, right by the water again?
Yeah, so you can see that right here is the edge, and this is where the water comes underneath that wall.
Right. And this was what, like straight to the south of me? It was like ankle deep. Those guys were
They were like waist deep.
waist deep.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what I'll do. Move in there, cautiously look around.
Okay. And then back to, well, I guess we'll do another. Thoradrim, back to you.
All right. Do I have any like bolt cutters or anything in my toolkit?
No. You'd have like a hacksaw, but not like bolt cutters.
Okay. What about just thick gloves?
Yeah, but I can tell you, that's a hopeless idea. Looking at this
Nest.
nest that they've made.
Well, I mean, they had to have gotten or been able to get around it somehow.
Yeah,
does it look like we could get around it if we keep going south?
Yeah, there's still a path there that you can see continues on. So,
and I'll continue down south with the shotgun at the ready.
All right, so yeah, you get to here, and then you can see that further south there's another wall of barbed wire, but there is a door, and it's like a iron bar door, just like the sheriff has in the sheriff's station back in town. And then you can see you can just barely make out that the path on the other side of the water from you, but you can't determine what's there. And then Asher, that brings us to you now.
Okay. I will keep following Thorgrim. Come down here to the edge of the water.
Yeah, so then the same is true for you. When you're looking at that barbed wire, that's all you see. But when you get right next to it, that's when you can start to see what's on the other side of it. And so for you can just see, the dim existence of more space over there.
Yeah, and does that pipe, we'd been tracking that went through this concrete wall, does that run past over the barbed wire?
It does.
Area?
From where you are, it basically runs straight southeast in a diagonal.
So does this have like signs that section of this barbed wire can be removed relatively easily, or?
No, not where you are. No, it's like one solid mass of razor wire and barbed wire stacked up to the ceiling.
Okay.
But, well, he can't go in there.
No, don't jump in the barbed wire. What have they been piling up these skulls for?
If it's an Elder Scrolls game, it's just because. I don't need to give you a reason. Don't judge me. Skulls are cabbage in this world.
Their raider leader, they didn't want any of the gear. They just wanted to bring their heads back. I collect skulls.
I've been playing Sons of the Forest, and you'll get attacked by cannibals. And I just have collections of skulls and bones everywhere because they just keep attacking me, and I can't get rid of it.
I guess my Skyrim guy had a bunch of skulls in his house, too.
Mm-hmm.
What? That was a dumb question, I guess. Skulls are worth collecting.
Look, in a world without gourds, they're one of the easiest ways to make a cup.
All right, and then Ezekiel.
Skull cups, skull bowls.
So I got to move there so I can see anything.
Skull ashtrays.
No, I still can't. I'm up to 5 now, or 5-ish, because I can't. There we go. All right, yeah, I'll hang out there.
Okay. And then Asher, we start with you now. So
if you want.
Yeah, you're not seeing any way through this particular wall of barbed wire.
Yeah. So it looks like we'll have to wade off the way through like Thorgrim did. Yeah,
but when he did it, it only went up to like his knees. So at this particular edge, it's not as deep as where that guy was standing.
Well, I'll follow right behind him with Lobo in tow, keeping a wary eye on the deeper parts of the water.
All right, and then Thorgrim. So you can, from where you are, you can just make out that the door is right here.
Okay. As the vision here, I don't know if this is. You said this is a pillar right in front of me.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, it's a solid wall.
All right, that makes sense
sort.
as to why it doesn't. Why the lighting doesn't change, and as I say, it hasn't revealed itself, so I can't get around.
Thorgrim, why can't I see through this wall?
So you basically skirt around that corner, and then it opens up. You can see now there's this east-west barbed wire wall, but there is the door over there, and this is a iron bar door, which you guys have seen before.
Are we hearing any more from beyond this?
So far, nobody's heard anything.
Most likely due to the one barrel mute button that Thorgrim.
So
they're just like, quiet, maybe it'll go away.
You see, so for this room, you see that the water that comes in under the concrete wall stops here, where it creates like a cross-shaped pool, and in the center of that is the rubble of a large pillar that, now it's just a pile of rubble. Based on the man who was firing at you from the water, it's, about 3 feet deep there. And then about 6 feet back from the edge of the pool on the sides that you guys have seen so far, you see thick rusted barbed wire and razor wire has been stacked around posts from the floor to the ceiling. And so that's what you guys have seen so far. The break in the wall is covered by 2 large iron barred doors, and that's where what you can see now, Thordrim. And you can see that now that you're closer to that east-west barbed wire wall, you can see that the room continues on to the south as well. Now, yeah, you can barely make that out. You know that Asher has had some success in the past picking locks, since that's how you guys got into this room to begin with, but that's where you are now. And Ezekiel, that brings us to you.
I got another.
Now, Ezekiel, for you, I'll say, that little blood stain right there, that is the body of the first one that got killed by your... so that guy's body is floating there right next to you.
Yeah, let's check him out.
Yeah. So you find that he has, like I'd said, a makeshift, pipe gun.
Yeah.
It looks like a piece of garbage.
Yeah.
And then he's got some interesting things on him. What generally passes for money is, it's like purple rock chips, sort of. And nobody really knows why they're used for money, but there are a lot of stories about it. And some say that whatever happened to the earth caused this substance to come into being, and people started using it for money. So you can, people find it like in riverbeds, or there's even rumors that people will mine for it. But he's got a few of those coins.
All right. I'll pocket those. Any ammo he has, if he has any, I'll pocket that.
Okay.
But I'm mainly looking for a set of keys.
Yeah, he does. He has 16 bullets.
All right.
That will work for what?
Well, I'm not really using a gun. I'm mainly taking it just because I know ammo's rare.
Yeah, these are pistol bullets, though.
Right. 16 pistol. But yeah, if there's no keys, I'll just kind of push his body back into the water.
He does have keys.
All right.
Yeah.
Then I'll toss the keys to Asher.
Okay.
Hey, heads up. It comes the voice out of the darkness, and I'll throw him some keys. Do you need a roll for that, or?
No.
That's what I was just pulling up to see if I'd be able to catch him.
All right, Thordrim.
Agility.
Would those be small bullets?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just add them to mine.
And 8 chips.
Okay.
That's what the money's called.
All right, I'll move up. And you said that door is where you have the 1 marked? Sorry, the green makes it hard to see stuff. So
I know.
if I'm moving
the door,
through walls, then I apologize.
The door is right here. These 2 sections it's a double door.
Okay. Because I don't think I can make it all the way from where I was. I think I would be 1 back. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
So
when
get
you're
right
standing
there and
there,
wait for Asher and Ezekiel to catch up.
Okay. Yeah, when you're standing there, some more details become evident, including like a light source in the room to the south of you. So you can see a couple of tables with some stuff on them, and what looks to be a large iron cage in between those 2 tables. That's what you can see for now. And then Asher.
Okay, I'll keep up with Thordrim. And when I get up to him, I'll pass those keys that Zeke threw to me.
All right. Then everybody roll a notice in the tower.
I think it's kind of obvious if I'm rolling in the tower that I notice it, Brandon.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So you move up there next to Thoradrim, and you pass those keys to him?
Yep.
Okay. And then Ezekiel.
Did that guy have an actual flashlight, or is it some other sort of like lantern or torch?
No, he had a flashlight. It's dead now because it was in the water.
All right. I'll move. No, sorry. What was that, 1 or 2? I think it was 1 technically because I'm in the barbed wire. But there we go. That'll be my turn. Why ain't I going the rest of the way?
How far can you go?
6.
To get to here.
Okay.
All right. And that'll be... So you guys, everybody had stopped to listen, and there's just no sounds that indicate danger. Lobo's not indicating that there's anything. So we'll leave the combat right there. But Thoradrim, you've got those keys. You can open up that door.
Okay. Once he hands me the keys, I'll unlock it and tell him to be on the lookout for any more of those scavenger types.
I think we'll do that instead of the night vision for you. It works a lot better.
Thank you.
So anyway, you guys see Thoradrim open up that door, and you guys, are you going to follow him? I can just move you in there.
Yep.
We'll just get you in the entryway there.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay out of Ezekiel's light, so that way I'm kind of hidden.
All right. So you guys step in there, and now you can see there's, some tables, there's an iron cage, and off to the left and right, there's much more space in this room. So let me get you a basic description as you wander around. You see that pipe, it went to the southeast. There's something over there that it goes to. And one more thing I should mention. When you investigated that guy's body, Ezekiel, you saw that this guy, these guys were members of the Vagabonds, is the name of that outfit. You guys know, nobody really knows the individual members of them, but you do know that the leader is a man named Jethro Kavanaugh, because he's in town more often than the others, because he makes the deals with the salvage emporium and stuff. But you can see a large space clearly made for someone to live in. There are a couple old couches, some kind of cooking stove with a chimney pipe that rises into the ceiling above it, a bed, a cabinet. Beyond, and then on the east side, there's some barrels, and in the corners on the east, there's some really large piles of rubble and debris and salvage materials. And then there's the cage that I told you about between those two tables. There's also 2 others. There's one on the east and one on the west. One on the west is covered with a large tarpaulin, but so far you're not seeing any other signs of life in here.
So I want to go and investigate what the water line was going to.
Okay. Yeah, we'll go with you first. So you wander over, because that pipe went to the southeast. So you wander over here, and you find where this pipe comes down into this. There's this apparatus here. It's the only way to describe it. It's a working apparatus. Something's giving it power, because you can hear noise coming from it and a low hum. But then there are all these barrels stacked up that are, most of them are full, but some are still empty. And there's a hose that comes from this machine that you can deduce has been used to fill some of these barrels. But let's have you do an electronics or a repair. Yeah, do an electronics. Okay, that's a pretty good roll. So what you can determine then is that this pipe comes to this machine, and this machine is a filter. It's filtering this water. Somebody's making this water drinkable, because remember, the pressure problem was the water coming back. So the water that goes out from the pumps is filtered already, but the water that comes back is not, and that's what this machine is doing. And the other thing is, when you're looking at this, it's obviously a homemade machine. It's not like some old world technology, but they did a very good job with it. All of the welds you're seeing are expertly done. The routing of some of the wires that you can see is expertly done. So whoever built this knew what they were doing. But that's what you see here. And you can see, like I said, beyond it, there's another cage and then the large pile of what looks to be someone storing up scrap material to salvage through to make use of. And then, so that's what you see going that way. Asher, what did you want to do here?
You said one of these cages had a tarp over it?
Yeah, there is one. It's like at the edge of your vision to the west that is covered for some reason. But yeah.
Why would they put a tarp over that? Better go take a look. It's got my curiosity.
All right.
You said off to the west over here somewhere?
Yeah. So you start moving this way, and that's where you come to where there's these two couches, and then there's this cooking/heating stove here, obviously powered by electricity. And then beyond it, over here, you come to this cage. Now, this cage is covered by a tarp, like I said, but right here to the north of you, a couple squares, is a portable latrine. And it looks like it's, drains into the water back behind there. And this is more of the barbed wire wall that blocks off that northern portion. But yeah, you come over here and there's this tarp covering the cage. Let's see. Yeah, that. Oh, and to the south there in this corner, you can see a bunch of bedrolls for people to live there. And there was, as you'd come this way, you did see there was an actual bed down on the southern wall as well, over by that table. So that's what you see over here. And then you're going to pull that tarp out. And is Lobo coming with you?
Yes.
All right.
How many beds, Asher? How many beds?
I only see one bed, but there's also bed rolls.
Well, yeah, that counts. Any place that you'd get the symbol to sleep in Elder Scrolls.
That's how many people are here.
All right. So you pull this tarp off of this cage, and you see a hulking figure standing in the cage, and it's shielding its face from your light. And it takes a few moments for your mind to properly identify and believe what you're seeing. The occupant stands well over 6 feet tall, closer to 7, which at first you take as an explanation for why he's hunched, but then you realize that the hunch is simply the natural state for this misshapen creature. Its head is oddly proportioned, with the majority of its bulk centered in a bulbous mass that protrudes from the back, the weight of which pulls its head back so that it appears he's looking down his nose at you. He only has one eye, the right one. The left side of his face, where an eye ought to be, is simply a lumpy mass of flesh, devoid of even the impression that an eye had once grown there. His right arm is the one he's using to try and block the light, and that seems properly formed and spectacularly muscled, if a bit longer than it ought to be. But your breath catches when you see that on his left side, protruding from his sleeve, is not an arm, but a thick gray tentacle with suction cups which are currently wrapped around the bars of the cage. "Please, just take whatever you want. Just leave me in peace," the creature says. His voice is sweet, soft, almost musical, and so at odds with his terrifying appearance that it could only be a joke played by the cruelest of gods.
Petition his patronage and unlock the darker secrets that men ought to have forgotten.
So is this like these kind of deformities a common occurrence for us to witness in people due to radiation or something like that?
Yeah, deformities are common.
But not tentacles?
You've never seen this before. No, you've never seen tentacles. You've seen, a lot of children are born dead and they're horribly malformed. The same with the animals.
Right.
And you have seen people that manage to live with like extra limbs or no limbs where there ought to be those. And you've seen people live who are misshapen but this is the first time you've ever seen a tentacle.
Well, I'll take a step back and look to Lobo and see how he's reacted to.
Lobo is like, he's got his hackles are up, but he's doing that thing where he's sniffing as close as he can get with his body elongated as much as it can be.
Neck stretched way up.
He's not giving danger signals, but he's definitely wary, right?
Yep. Well, we can reason he's down here in what did you call this group?
Scavenger or vagabond?
The Vagabonds. It's a scavenger outfit.
So what kind of threat would he be? They throw him up in a cage here. Imagine they do that to a lot of people since they have a few cages around. But I'll be like, what are you?
All right. And then at this point, Ezekiel, you do hear Asher talking to somebody over there.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, come look at this freak.
And for where you're at, you can actually see, because of his light, you can see that there's this massive shape. You can't see the details like I've described them, but you can see a large shape in this cage over there.
So are we, is it pretty like codified, this expression that occurs at puberty, as they always become like X number of things, or is it sort of like Wild West on that, where there's
it's
you'll
pretty
hear
set.
rumors? Okay,
It's pretty set.
They had shackles ready for us on our.
Yeah, desperation
true.
actually is sort of unique in how long it's been a viable place,
right?
And the history goes back. It's set in stone. Everybody knows it's going to be this or that, but not this. Okay, and then Thoradrim is still examining that machine.
Bless you.
Yeah. So I'll say, yeah, Thoradrim, you can hear that Asher's talking to somebody too, over on the other side of the room.
Yep. I suppose there's a pretty good story why he's in that cage.
Yeah,
I'd like to hear it.
Oh, and then everybody roll and notice. Asher, a -2 to yours.
Tower.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Kept missing.
apparently
the
I
damn
can't-
tower.
Can't drop
Make
it in
that
the tower.
bigger.
Dude, Asher rolled a 28.
He's really actually quite bored with the monstrosity in front of him.
Not what I thought I was gonna be.
Oh man, you even got like a weird beard or anything.
Okay, so, I mean, it means little to you from where you are now, but as you were making your way over, you had seen a power box, with the arm that you raised.
Right.
And that's what you see on your way over, Thoradrim, which you recognize right away for what it is. This, it's got the arm for on or off. It's not a complicated device, but it's used to turn the power on or off for an entire, circuit, essentially, or group of circuits. You can see that on the wall, on the behind that first table that's near you.
So given I see points of light in here, it's currently on.
No.
Or are these like
It's set to
lanterns?
the off section, and the
Okay.
lights you're seeing is like some weak lanterns or the glow of the cooking stove.
Did we notice that this is of the old world?
No, yeah. So when you first got down here, everybody recognized that they didn't, this was built
Right.
a long
But
time ago.
the circuit.
Yeah. So the circuit, yeah, it's the type you would find like in the pumps,
Right. Okay.
that were built before. And it's not a complicated mechanism. But one thing you do notice in this room, which everybody rolled high enough to notice, aside from the pipe that you saw, there's also somebody has run electrical cables across the ceiling in this room too. And it just, the whole thing has the feel of time having been spent to make this a habitable place. Not the kind of discipline that that's salvager outfits are known for, and not the sort of expertise they're known for either. Anyway, so what would you all like to do?
Well, yeah, I asked him.
Wander over to Asher.
Okay.
See who he's talking to.
All right. We'll move you over there. Ezekiel, what would you like to do?
Like to check that way. Just peek around the corner. I'll pop out my lighter and.
All right. So you move this way, and there's this another section of barbed wire that blocks this path. It doesn't extend over the water, but you can see beyond it that there's some more space over there. You're not able to determine if there's anything in that space, but that's what it looks like.
All right.
And then Asher, you had what you were going to ask him something?
Yeah, so I said, I reckon it's a pretty interesting story how you end up in that cage, and I'd like to hear it. And maybe you tell me what exactly you are while you're telling that story.
Are you not with the others?
Do I look like I'm with the others?
Well, it's true. You don't dress like them. And I can deduce from the gunshots that you must have taken care of them, but there are more, and they will be back.
How many more?
I don't know. I mean, I've seen at least 4 others from time to time. They seem to be in a rotation. My name is Haas. And in this, like, you can see that on his misshapen face, where his mouth is basically a slash, it sort of perks up on the edge, like a little wry grin as he extends
his
the tentacle towards you.
Pardon me, but
bad joke.
I've never shook a tentacle before.
And he'll put his
doesn't seem right somehow.
He'll put his other hand through.
Well, I want to get, because I'm like, do we have like the equivalent of like a psychology or something, like get a read on what's beneath the surface beyond what just because I mean he looks sort of horrific by your description. Mm-hmm. That might be enough to.
Yeah, that's actually.
Maybe a smart.
In this, I think that they made Notice take that as well. But let me be certain. It's a good question. Sort
Tell
of like
if
a
rival's
sense motive.
lying, frightened, happy. Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah. So you can do a Notice
do you want this one in the tower.
Yeah, with a -2 because this is an alien physiology you're not used to dealing with.
Didn't see any more pop out.
That's okay. So basically. You surprisingly, you sense no antagonism from him. It actually, and maybe it's due to the quality of his voice, but you get a sense of comfort from him. You know that he's not prone to be violent towards you. But he says that his name is Haas, and that he's a traveler, that he's traveled his whole life underneath the world. And that he made his home here.
Wait, what? Underneath the world?
Oh, these tunnels, these old ancient tunnels.
I knew it.
They extend farther than you can imagine.
I'll give a look to Thoradrim because we had this plan to delve deeper once we were done with our tasks.
And he says that by his best guess, he made his home here 20 years ago, and he's been living a peaceful life. But that a few months ago, these salvagers chanced upon him by accident, but they took him prisoner. And he says they've been keeping me here and forcing me to build their water filter machine for them. And I think the only reason they've kept me alive is because they're worried it might break down and they don't know how to fix it.
Well, that tracks. Salvagers aren't really good for building anything, as far as I know. But what do you make of this, Thoradrim?
So you weren't using that filter? You just built it for them?
Yeah, I don't need a filter. Perhaps a blessing, perhaps a curse, but of those mutations to and then he says some words that are clearly old tongue that you don't recognize, but he basically says DNA or genetic, some mutations to my genetics. I can drink any liquid and it serves me just fine. So I don't need a water filter, but they do. And so he goes on to say that over the past couple of months, while they've been keeping him here, he's learned an awful lot that he never even had any interest in to begin with, but that there is a farm that makes extra chips selling alcoholic beverages, which all the farms do. But this particular one that has an agreement with these salvagers, they're not happy with the allotment of water from the town. They want more so they can make more. Like the town, the pumps have given them enough for their crops and, enough to make some of their booze, but they wanted more and the town wouldn't give it to them. So they devised this scheme here to steal the water. And they thought that if it was just a small amount, it wouldn't be noticed.
Well, it was definitely noticed. Which farm Do you know?
I haven't. They haven't said. But I do know there are others, and they will be back because they come to collect the barrels and trade out empty barrels.
When do they normally do that?
There seems to be no rhyme or reason. Sometimes they'll come back before even half the barrels are full, and sometimes they'll come back a week after they've been full. I don't think they stick to a schedule very well. They don't seem to have a lot of discipline. These two have been here for a week and a half now, as far as I can reckon it, based on their eating habits.
What about the ones that come and collect the barrels?
Yeah, a week and a half.
Okay.
Was the last time they were here.
So they're probably due back soon.
Say we let you out of there, where you go back to your home.
This is my home.
This area right here?
This is my home. I built all of this.
Are there others like you?
Nobody that I've ever found. But there's others with mutations, of course. You'll find plenty. I've never met anyone that was an exact match of my own.
Well, what do you think, Thorgrim?
Why don't we step out for a minute? Have a discussion. You want to cover him back up, or do we leave him like
Goes
this?
back to sleep like a bird.
I'll kind of grimace, but I'll be like, yeah, I'll cover him back up.
We just need to have some privacy.
Pardon me, friend. Ordinarily, this be a lot more cordial, but, it's odd circumstances. So I'm just going to put you back to bed, and we'll come back in a little bit, and then we'll...
So, it's a big cage, and taking the tarp off
was easy.
Is easier than putting it on, but he helps you with it.
Does he?
Yeah, because you're like trying to throw it over the top, and so he'll grab it with this tentacle and
quit using that.
Yeah.
It's not doing you any favors. The quarter ash here. Put that tentacle away. I got a preconceived notion of what all that means based off of metagame knowledge. But yeah, I'll walk off with Thorgrim.
Yeah, go back towards where Ezekiel's at. And
your deck probably has like a audio visual, like a comic book almost, of like some Lovecraft thing.
Right.
And so you don't know what it's saying, you just know what the pictures are showing you.
Right.
Sorry, John.
No, you're good.
So
just relay the conversation, and then obviously we've got to wait for them to come back so we can put a stop to this. Give me just a minute, guys.
All right, so you get him covered back up, and you want to step over and talk with Ezekiel.
Yeah. Oh, Zeke, you gotta see this fella's arm. Ain't a proper arm, exactly. Anyhow, the short of it is, these scavengers, they didn't do all this. He did, or so he claims. And he says more are due back soon. They've been keeping him here against his will to do the maintenance on their little project down here. They wanted more water than the town was allotting them.
I say that we let him loose. And he takes the blame for the two bodies. And we already know it's the vagabonds.
Yeah.
We just find out which farm they're hanging out at. And then we roll in with the sheriff.
It's good thinking, Zeke. But maybe you ought to take a look at him before you think about letting him loose. I'm telling you, it ain't right.
I see far worse visions. That or we poison their water.
That'll kind of take me back. That hadn't occurred to me, and I was like, damn.
Let them take the barrels.
Thorgrim, do something.
He's busy. He's probably having a conversation with his drone.
Just take the beard up to his...
Why are you so lazy?
Ear.
Oh, yeah. Hello?
Come in, Dwarfnet.
This is Thorgrim Longhong.
Or they all sound like truckers.
Yeehaw!
Yeah, I don't think he'll have any issue with that plan.
Well,
I don't really have any issue with it, too. He seems nice enough. Got a good manner despite looking like a foot.
That said, if we poison the water, there's going to be fallout from town probably too. Because people are probably sneaking booze from that farm too.
Yeah.
Or buying.
Well, the way I see it, they don't even have the know-how to do this without that fella. So if he's gone and all this stuff doesn't work, then the problem's solved, right?
We still bust up the filter.
Yeah, of course. Thoradrim does anyway.
Was it, you said we know the leader, or knew of the leader of the Vagabonds? What was his name?
Jethro Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh.
What's our take on him? He comes into the place there with a neutral ground.
Yeah.
Have we encountered him?
No, I mean, like, you've seen him, but you haven't, like, interacted with him. But he's not too
Probably
different
like any of the other scavenger leaders.
Yeah.
Well, if he's coming into town enough, like there's dangerous, like, biker gangs, and then there's ones that are more easy going. And in this world, I'd figure if he's able to make any sort of, if he's known in town and he's not constantly thrown out, he's probably not the worst guy. I mean, it's one of those, like, we probably wouldn't want to create a power vacuum.
No, and I can't really blame people for wanting a little extra, that sheriff sometimes goes a little hard. Like, he runs the place. This, I have a problem with authorities. So, I mean, they're not supposed to do it. They got caught. That I'm getting a different accent there. But that's their bad. So, yeah, let's let them out, smash the filter, call it a day.
That's what you want to do?
That's my vote, but...
All right. Yeah, so the plan would be to let Haas go, and someone mentioned destroying the filter.
Mm-hmm.
Now, some things to think about for next time is that the political reality of it, of the seriousness of this, like, if you get back to town and you tell the mayor and the sheriff what's happened here, this is the sort of thing that would cause the sheriff to form a posse and, find those responsible and hang every one of them, because the messing with the water supply is so serious. So the consequences to whoever is responsible would be deadly serious, which means that if they're going to take such drastic steps, they're going to want to be as certain as possible that they're going after the right people. And then also, because of the seriousness of it, if you run across any others down here, they're not likely to take it easy on you, knowing what you know. But we can cover all that next time when we play again. We'll let Haas loose and see what happens after that.
All right. Thanks, B.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
I instantly liked Haas. I had to play against my feeling as a player.
Yeah.
Tentacle arm, yeah. This has been a Deathwatch production. Thank you for listening.